What's going on, everybody? We are back with a brand new video. Now, anyone who follows the game of basketball is implicitly aware that Team USA did not get it done in the FIBA World Cup. So, as you know, or as many of you know, they obviously lost to Germany in the semifinal round. Then they chased that with another defeat to Canada in the gold medal game. So not only did Team USA not win the gold, they're coming back empty-handed. And so this has caused a lot of talk, as you know, earlier with the news about LeBron wanting to throw his hat back in the Team USA arena, with several other players obviously committing. Now, former or Team USA alum and what's it, current NBA player, because he has not retired. Has he signed anywhere? If he has, this is escaping me right now. If he has, just let me know in the comment section. But at any rate, Rudy Gay has decided to chime in on the situation. And what the veteran NBA player says is that, I said on Twitter earlier today that Team USA really needs to go back to tryouts. He said try out, but I'm assuming he means tryouts. And then he said, I'm going to go to his other comment. Sorry about that. We had a bit of a technical difficulty there. But at any rate, I said Rudy Gay, after saying that Team USA needs to go back to the tryout system, he then followed that with a subsequent tweet that says, nothing to do, which is on the screen, nothing to do with coaching, or whether it's a B or a C team. These other countries have players that would die to be there. We have players that were chosen. And quite frankly, is there some validity to what he says? Well, yeah. As you know, in previous years, they did have to go through a tryout at camp. They would bring in players, and they would battle against a select team, and there would be cuts, and you would have star level NBA players that wouldn't make the cut in some years. You know, at the time, Gilbert Arenas loves to talk about that, but I mean, maybe we should. There was a lot of I'll say this, the perception around this team, their ceiling seemed to be tepid at best. I think there is still the perception that we should be able to roll out any 12 group, or not 12 group, but 12 NBA players. They should be able to roll out of the rack and go win a gold medal in any competition. And quite frankly, that, in 2004 has shown us, the subsequent FIBA in 2006 should have been a wake-up call to let you know that is not the case. And if someone to lose back to what Rudy Gay said, a lot of these countries, they take playing for their international team. It's serious. It is deadly, deadly serious. And this is not just something that has been since the Dream Team. We can go back even further. For those of you who are familiar with Oshkar Smith, one of the baddest dudes ever to play on a basketball court. There was guys that, and even Arvydas Sabonis, these were guys that were drafted by the NBA back in the day, but because of the rule that was in place that didn't allow NBA players to take part in the Olympics and other international competitions, they stayed across the pond. Because playing on their national team, it means that much to them. These guys, we saw it. You look at teams like Argentina, when they had, names are escaping. Guys like Nocioni, Pablo Prigioni, why is Mono Ginobili? Dang, my mind went blank. But you see these guys, they get into the national system and they play together for years and years and years. Um, and so when they won that gold medal, you could see the pride and then the national pride, because putting on that country's gamer, it means that much to them. And perhaps somewhere along the way, I think the U.S. has lost that, and it's very similar to 2004 and 2006, where they ran some guys out there. They got their butts kicked. They came back between their tails, with their tails in between their legs, and that helped them discover some sense of national pride. And then that's only then when your elite American talent decided that they wanted to play. And we've already started to see that with the players who are allegedly wanting to commit. So we're going to see if this is going to last for just this next Olympic cycle, or is this something that's going to go on and on and on? Because, yeah, that's cool. If they have Bron and KD and some of these other established stars, but some of these guys, and particularly obviously with LeBron and even KD, who's 35, at some point these guys are going to age out, and you've got to prepare the next crop of elite American players to be able to step in, to continue the American dominance. And if you could see me, I'm using air quotes, in terms of basketball and international play. So I think maybe they should go back to tryouts. Perhaps the stinging embarrassment on the international stage will kind of give them the kick in the tushy that USA basketball needs to kind of get refocused, and once again remind them that the other nations, that gap is closed. And you could make the argument that in some instances that they may have even surpassed the USA in some instances. I mean, you could point, some people would point to the NBA and say, well, if you look at you make a top 10 list of NBA players, there's quite a few foreign players, non-American players in that list. Whether, obviously your Lukas, your Giannis's, your Jokic's, your Embiid's, guys like that. And that doesn't show any sign of stopping. So this should serve as a wake-up call to all of those folks over there at USA Basketball, that as serious as the rest of the world takes in building their national teams, maybe you need to rededicate themselves to it as well. Because otherwise, like I said, 2024 is right around the corner. And if you don't want to get embarrassed again, that process has to start now. It should have started before that, but whatever. So I've rambled on long enough, but what do you think about Rudy Gay's comments? Do you think that the U.S. should go back to a tryout system? Although ironically, the Dream Team, they didn't try out. They were picked. Just thought I'd put that out there. But should they go back to that? Just let us know what you think in the comment section. We'll be back with more videos real soon. Take care. Peace.